Howdy all. Welcome to part 19 in my playthrough series of the survival game Conan Exiles. Before I get on to what I will actually be doing in this particular playthrough, which is going up to the frozen north and getting the black ice I need to make the preservation boxes, and the ice I need, which will take me by some really interesting stuff, which you'll get to see. But before I do that, I am recording this on March 25th, which is the day of the first update since Funcom announced that they were going to change the nature of the way they do updates and focus more on bug fixes and changes than on adding new content specifically. So this was a pretty big download, a pretty big patch. And while it was downloading, I went to read the complete patch notes to see what it is that they fixed. And frankly, some of it could be really interesting. I've seen some indications that some of what they said about like fixing how NPCs can get up out of chairs if the chair is a little too close to a table. That doesn't seem to work, at least in one of the taverns that I have on this particular playthrough. Now, these are all, as you can see here, are stools, and they're all pretty far away from the table, so I've never had an issue with that here. But anyway, in the patch notes, one of the sections was modding, and this got me a little worried. This states, updated character customization to use table row names instead of indices. This improves modding support for the standard player NPC appearance system. Okay, well, cool. Improving modding support is great, but making a complete change on how you define a particular customization feature, I figured had to have some sort of, not benefit, some sort of problem associated with it. And sure enough, the only characters I've really done any modding to is I changed the faces on Nico and Trina here, my dancers, and the hairstyles. And Nico still has her hair, no face. Trina has no head whatsoever. So I can fix these fairly easily, I'm pretty sure, by going into, I use the improved quality of life mod, which is how and then I had some mods with different faces and so on, which is how I changed their appearances. I'm going to be able to fix this, but until the modders update how they define faces based on the new system, I don't know exactly what choices I'm going to have. Many of the characters, most of my NPCs, I haven't changed at all. Dina and I think Mondugai also had new faces, and they are also completely faceless at this point. Although they both still have their hair. So, yeah. Heads up, if you're playing the game, you're going to have to, A, make some changes, or B, wait until the modders have, put through updates to this new way the entire game defines how customizations happen. So, yeah, that was a pretty big thing. So anyway, I'm going to cut it here. I just wanted to put this little introduction in place before I went ahead and did the actual trip up to the frozen north to show you, how you get there to get black ice and ice for the preservation boxes. Anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. And we're back. Welcome back, folks. Couple of things to note here. One is my location, I'll get to, but I kind of wondered about this, and for some reason I didn't even look when I was wandering around trying to fix the faces of some of my followers. That's Zvaiga, and Zvaiga's hit points have been corrected. That's still pretty impressive. At level 8 to have 4,323 is not bad. But at this point, the only reason I'm bringing Zweiga along is because of all of the carrying capacity that she brings along. The black ice and the ice weighs a lot. I mean, I could put it on Kuroakama, but Zweiga has quite a few more carrying slots to be able to hold things. So, oh well. It was a fun experiment while it lasted. They didn't note that in the patch notes, as far as I could see, in any of the fixed this and that. But anyway, so where I'm here is at Sepamaru, out by the west gate, which is where I picked up Brogrus the Baker, if you remember that. And the reason I'm starting here instead of starting back at my base is you've already seen me either run or ride a horse all the way up from my base to Sepamaru. So the rest of this is going to be new to you folks. So let's get on Kuroakama, and let's get heading out here. I won't start galloping just yet, because steering is a bit of an issue, I've always found. And I don't want to run into any of the NPCs, the guards, and cause problems. Now I'm going to start going. All right, so we head out into the desert off here past Sepamaru. By the way, to give you a quick, that is going to be my final base. I did most of the building. I loaded up, I did this before, the change. I loaded up Zweiga and Kuroakama with everything I needed, or I thought I needed. I think it was like 10,000 hardened brick and something like 5,000 each of steel reinforcement and shaped wood. And that took me to about 2/3 of that whole base. I wound up doing the cheat thing where I activated enter the creative mode and finished it off basically without using up any resources. I had spent so much time gathering so much wood, stone, etc., turning everything into the material I needed. I was like, all right, I'm okay with finishing it off with the cheat. But I'll show you that later on when I get closer to like level 55, because right now I don't know how to build any of the end game crafting stations that I want to put up in there. All right, so you see we're now past Sepamaru. Keep riding, keep galloping. One of the things that'll be interesting to see is whether or not the changes that they made to how your stamina gets used up and replenished is reflected by how your mount's stamina gets used. So far, it doesn't seem to be. It seems to be burning through like normal. And the question is how quickly it recovers once I get the stamina all the way down. Now, obviously, those pillars over there, those are the demarcations of the green wall of death. You don't want to go that far off to the west. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess that was a really quick recovery. So you keep riding along here. My allergies are acting up, folks. You may hear me. No. Okay, I thought I had. Right there is a small ledge you're going to jump off if you don't come down around this way. I thought I had reached it. All right, that was just desert. Now we're in the savannah here. I should go learn the. Yeah, don't want to take the time. I should go learn the crown grove, which is what all those big trees are. But we have a mission. And we could fight the kudos and get all sorts of hide and meat and so on. But again, we got a fairly long ride. As you see, I'm keeping all of those green wall of death demarcation pylons off to my left. That's the easiest way to know that you're going along the right path is, the end of the game is over there to your left from the minute you leave Sepamaru until basically you get into the highlands up here. So we're still in the savanna part of the, technically the lowlands. But you notice the ground up here changes from savanna to just, short grassland. And the trees, you can see they're now pine trees or some other type of evergreen. All right, and over there are the Mounds of the Dead. I will make one quick stop here at the Mounds of the Dead to get some very valuable material, which is the crimson lotus flowers. All right, these guys are skeletal whites. They didn't. Well, we didn't catch the aggro of either of them. All right. You can ride into this. This is shallow. This pool is shallow all the way around. All right. Now, I've got everything I need for going up into the frozen north where it gets so cold that you can start taking damage. You can see on my hotbar there, I have a type of food, spiced haunch, which will allow me to eat a food which warms me up, which reduces the effects of the cold. Right, where did I put that? I put that on 6. All right. So I'm going to harvest a bunch of these. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go talk to this guy. If only because he has some of the funniest dialogue in the entire game. And it's worth the extra minute or so. Now, I think that's him who says enemies approaching, although, he's not a combatant.
What brings you to this God's cursed corner of the world, Exile? I don't know how much help I can be to you, stranger. I can't even seem to convince my kinsmen to give up their delusion. I feel like I must stay here. The goat-livered idiots in this clan are still my kin. There are whites, of course. It's an endless battle to retain my sanity.
That's not what...
We're still here, Exile.
Huh. That's not what he's supposed to say. Or what he used to say. Well, alright. That's a bummer. There may be a different way to trigger it. But what he used to say, the reason he calls his clanmates goat-livered idiots is because apparently most of them are convinced that they are dead and they are in the afterlife. And he says with great derision, because it's foggy. And it's like, just the Scottish accent, the way he delivers is just wonderful. It's hilarious. And I guess we're not going to hear it anymore. That sucks. Oh, there's some over on this one too. I thought I got all the drink I needed. Alright, I think there might be one or two more. I need the Crimson Lotus flowers to make Crimson Lotus powder to make Tears of Gullah, which is one of the best follower damage buff items you can have. I also need Purple Lotus powder, which I don't have, and I'm not going to get anywhere near here. That's way out at the end of Noob River, all the way out in the jungle. Alright, now, to get around here without attracting too many... I guess I'll go sword and board. So we need to go around the mounds of the dead here. Which means we're going to at least get the attention of some of these whites. That's the ravaged barrows right there. That big mound. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. That one he got me. I wonder if they changed Zveiga's damage modifier too. She doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of damage to these things like I think she should. Do a quick heal here. While I'm doing that, I'll definitely take some... You know what? I'll take the trophy too. Be something to put up in my new base. Alright, let's try to... you know what? I'm just going to get on Kuroakama and blast my way through here. That was a weird sound. Why did it hurt me to jump on my horse? Anyway. Steer the horse, steer the horse. Alright, now I'm going to cut over here. If I followed that path, it would take me too close to some of the Sumerian exiles over there. They are tough. If Zveiga still had her 109,000 hit points, I wouldn't worry at all. As it is right now, I worry a little bit. Alright. Let's get off the horse. There are saber-tooths up here now. Or there should be, assuming they haven't changed. And they hit hard and are very tricky. They jump around behind you as part of one of their attacks pretty quickly. Well, like that. Like that. There we go. Oh, wow. Come on, Zveiga. I know I need the carrying capacity, but maybe I should have brought Dykus. Oh, hello. Not move, attack. Let's get a little health going here. Dying from some saber-tooths would be pretty sad. Yeah, see, look, Zveiga's actually taking noticeable damage. I'd be a fool to waste. And I'm going to need the pick for later on. Alright. And that is... There we go. Alright, I'd be a fool to waste all of the hide and the other things from here. Alright, now can I get around here without attracting any other saber-toothies? Like that? Nope, that's a stump. There's one up there. So let's stay off to this side. Alright. So once you come up here, up this path, you see the path down there. There is a icy path that's a bunch of switchbacks. So I'm going to put that away. I can probably put that away too, because I'm not going to face anything up here. Where is settings? Server settings, progression. Hey, let's get me back up to 1. So that I wind up actually, increasing level as I damage things and as Zyga damages things. All right. One very cool thing up here in the middle of this part of the switchback. Which the first time I came across this, I went, oh my god, there's a frost giant, it's going to kill me. He's the outcast. And this is where you learn how to make the altar to Ymir. He's got a lot of really cool, weird stuff to say, too, assuming that hasn't also been changed. But I'll take a lot of this black ice stuff. But we need to get up to where we're going to get our black ice and ice. Now, right around here, I just ate one of those fiery hot bread or whatever it was. So this is ice. But we get ice from when we harvest black ice as well. So you come up here, you turn right, and you notice over there there's some rock noses that look a little funny. Or like this one right here. It's an ice rock nose. If I mine it, oh, my stamina's going down much slower. Oh, yeah. I like this new stamina. Alright, let's go kill that guy. These ice rock noses are not as tough as I thought they were. And there is a black ice rock nose. Weird. Oh, yeah, I forgot this guy's here too. You got this one skull blood crystal golem. Yes. Oh, this is... I still have... Okay, I'm just about to run out of stamina. Oh, that's right. He's got a frozen breath. It's like, what? How did he hit me? Ugh. So I got come over here. I don't want that thing falling off the cliff. Oh, see, I'm extremely cold. You notice the frost around the edges, and I'm taking damage. So I'm now only at very cold. And very cold is fine. You don't take damage at very cold. And I need... So you see, I'm getting mostly ice. I'm going to get some blood crystals off this guy. Well, a lot of good stuff off this guy. And it is getting dark already? Wow. That sucks. You know what? I'm going to cut it here, and I will... you know, I do have a torch. Don't I have torches? I do. I made torches just in case. Never mind. There we go. Alright, so this is the black ice. Looks like the ice nodes, except it's black. And I just realized I need to steelsmith, hardened steelsmith. I'm going to switch to that journey because even though I can't learn how to make some of this stuff, I can at least tick off the first step, which is to gather black ice. There we go. Oh, see, now I'm already over encumbered. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'll do this experiment. I brought along... So I found a Reaver's Axe in one of my attempts to go through... or to take out the End of All Hope. It's not a great weapon. It's an okay weapon. But it does a lot more damage than a Perfected Steel Mace. Although it... I should say, it's not a great weapon for legendaries. Compared to the Perfected Steel Mace, it's nearly double the damage. So when we face another thing, probably another Sabertooth on the way down, and I will go down and fight a Sabertooth rather than just cutting it out, you know, cutting off the video once I've got all the black ice I need. I think I'll run an experiment to see how quickly she does damage with you know, a much, much higher damage output weapon. So assuming I'm going to make at least 3... So I've got 3 100 stacks of ice, plus a little bit more. I have 5. I got more than enough black ice to do what I need to do. I don't think there's any other black ice up here. If there is, I do want to get it. It'd be a waste. Okay, so I'm cold, very cold. I need to eat. There we go. Again, because up here I would again get to extremely cold and start taking damage again. All right. And... All right, it's 7 a.m. I don't think I need the torch anymore. As I've mentioned before, I have my time adjusted so that the nighttime just zips right by. When you're making YouTube videos, nighttime is your enemy. Everything gets too dark for people to see. All right. Let's head back around here. I don't think I've gotten out of the zone, so I don't think the Outcast's chest has respawned any items inside it. But yeah, it still just has the arrows that I didn't take. I didn't take them because you can't break them down, but they are, now that I think about it, way more damage than the steel arrows that I'm currently using, so I suppose I should take them. All right. Now, the first time I came up here, I almost ran clean off the edge of the cliff, so you want to be careful about these switchbacks. And let's get down here. Let me get my sword and shield out. Oh, I upgraded my shield to an ancient shield because I'd reached a level where I could learn that knowledge. All right. If I cut straight down here, there he is. Oh, 2 of them. Great. Oh, good. Get stuck on a rock. Please get stuck on a rock. little bit better damage, but not a ton, frankly. Even though she's rocking well, I guess, yeah, she's bringing it down faster. I'm going to have to check, and of course, I put my skinning knife away. I'm going to have to check to see whether or not her damage modifier has changed. All right, I think we'll call that the video. Between this, you don't need to see me ride back through all that other stuff. You've seen how to get up here. Between this and the little intro I did explaining about how the patch notes have changed things, I should be about 35 minutes or so. So, thank you all for joining me on this trip to get the black ice. The next time you see one of these videos, I will have the preservation box already made. Boxes, I should say. And I'll have a place to store food and food items so they will never go bad at all, as opposed to just really slowing them down, which is what happens by keeping them in the thrall pot. So, we will see you at that point. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to say anything about this, what I did here, or anything else in the series, please do consider leaving a comment in the comment section below. If you like this series, this video, or anything Nerd Caliber does, please do consider subscribing, click the notification bell, and all of that good YouTube stuff. So, please stay safe, be well, and bye-bye.